Greetings everyone, welcome back to my sketchbook. Today is just a doodle. Let's see where it goes. I don't know. Could be something interesting possibly. We're going to zoom in just for fun. Lock it down. And yeah, I'm going to start off with something kind of tiny. Just like that right there. For some reason, I'm fascinated by the possibility of hidden friends, let's say. Somebody that could kind of possibly look out for you. This is just possibly a very tiny creature. Or maybe someone at a distance. I don't know yet. It's kind of fun to do this kind of stuff every so often. Just scratch around. Now that head is unusually large for this body that I've drawn. That's okay. You can kind of fill in certain things after the fact. It's a tiny little creature. Or someone at a distance. With a cape? Well, that's exciting. Is there something I can do with this face? It's a serious little dress. probably noticed that every so often I turn this pen around, and sometimes I use one part of it versus another. This is sometimes referred to as a desk fountain pen, and I prefer to dip it rather than load it with ink. And I do clean it every so often, but I primarily use this one with ink that is not permanent. And I mainly use this one in this sketchbook. I travel with different types of pens, but this one stays at home. Now, I could put a wizard hat or something like that, but maybe I don't need to. Now let's add little fun lumps and bumps and stuff to the staff. Over here, just for fun. As a low-key reference, maybe? I don't know. We have another little friend. This one appears to have a book. Just sitting down. Here I am dragging the back of the pen once again. Could we actually have something else that would make some sort of sense? So this is smaller than the actual mouse, but comparatively so. How about over here we'd have something else. calm these edges down just a little bit. That is just my version, I suppose, of a bottle cap. Perhaps that could be a place where you would put in some water, or maybe a plant, if you found one. Something like that. Now let's make sure that those edges make more sense. Let's darken them up on that side just a little bit. With slight wrinkles from those centers. Something like that. So that would be a tiny mouse with a tiny book with a bottle cap. It's a very tiny mouse. How about over here? Off to one side is a push pin. A micro mouse, let's call this. Really all I'm doing is just trying to think of fun, tiny things. So you may have seen at the beginning that I have this little stack of $20 bills. And this kind of stuff is amusing to me because of the detail that goes into this kind of stuff. And yeah, anyway, I kind of get a kick out of this kind of stuff. I just have it setting off to one side. And maybe that's sort of what makes, you know, dinky cars kind of fun too, is that if they have a lot of detail, it's just fun to, you know, look at that sort of thing. Now, what else is sort of tiny, but not really something that's like outlandish? Well, what if we had, for sort of ridiculousness going on here in the background, what if we tried to do something like this? Going all the way across. Just through the eye of the mouse, I guess. We don't have to make this exceptionally long. Draw another line underneath there. Interesting. So right now I'm just pulling stuff out of my memory. I promise you, I don't really use instruments like this too often. So I'm trying to think of what an old school pencil looks like. The type that have a built-in eraser. Now I do use pencils. It's just they would be all mechanical sorts of pencils. So I don't remember this, one that has the eraser barrel on it. I remember, I feel like there was a version of these things. Well, I mean, I think the most common probably would be one that has, I'm going to make that slanted a little bit. One that has a pink eraser at the end of it. I don't know if I like the way that looks. I think I created ridges that are too intense. But we got to differentiate this eraser part. Okay, I'm going to double the line up here just a little bit because some things would just kind of go out of line of sight just a little, then the other could be wider. Just trying to think of how to create the illusion that this is one of those 6-sided or 8-sided pencils. Keep it from rolling away. Yes, down here. All right. Now, it almost looks like a bite. Do kind of a funny thing there too. Like that. So, an unusually small mouse, a unusually small person, a pencil, a thumb push tack, I guess you'd call that, because I think a tack, you get the round ones that look sort of like an umbrella, and this one here is meant so that you can pull it out much easier. Of course, a bottle cap. And just because I want there to be a little bit of color, we'll zazz it up a little bit. Of course, I pulled out some of the darkness of the ink. And for the thumbtack, let's go with this. Although a nice blue would be nice. Bottle cap. Red on this side. A little darker around the bottom of it. So, kind of the most extraordinary thing, I guess, would be, I still like that little mouse. For some reason, that seems funny to me. Probably the most unusual thing going on in this little scene. Just casually reading. Well, folks, I think that's going to be really it. And that sort of plays into, a little more than a month from now, I guess we're going to be into Inktober. And what I traditionally have been doing the last couple of years, so I guess that's my new tradition, is I look at the daily prompts and I try to fit them all in on one page, and about 10 minutes per prompt. So I mean, right now it's under 25 minutes, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things on the page. And it's just an idea to, you don't have to spend 3 hours on your drawings. I think it's more fun for me to set sort of a time limit and say, well, this, if I can connect them somehow, that would be kind of neat. So that's sort of just a heads up on Inktober. If that's something that you want to do, I think that's a fun thing, or fun way to deal with Inktober, is to try to put it all on one page. And if you can connect them, great. If you can't, that's all right. It doesn't really matter. So stay tuned for that. And I think that's kind of it, really. Yeah, anyway, thanks for hanging out. I am going to do one last thing here before running away, because it'll bug me if I don't. But I'm going to do this to the pencil, although it does not matter. I'm going to skip on over to this sort of a green. I'm going to put a band right here. And I believe that will be it. So there you go. Pencil, bottle cap, fun little, I don't know if this is an elf sprite maybe, a very tiny mouse reading a book, and a push-pull styled pin. All right, well, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and yeah, come back sometime. We'll see you again. Ciao for now.